Touch the leg. You're watching Tibet This Week, our weekly news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and Central Tibetan Administration. Top news of the week. His Holiness the Dalai Lama bestows Avalokiteshvara empowerment. China denies family visit to imprisoned Tibetan monk. Sikyong attends a series of events in Dharamshala. UN expert and member states urge China to address human rights violations in Tibet. Representative Genkhang calls on the president of the Tibet Interest Group. Representative Dr. Arya attends press meeting at Japan Parliament Conference Room. Office of Tibet DC participates in annual roll call of nation's wreath laying ceremony. His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave a 2-day teaching on the path to enlightenment and empowerment of Avalokiteshvara Jinasagara at the request of His Eminence the Guru Vajradhara Chamgyung Kenting Tai Situpat at the main temple Genkhang on Monday this week. During the teaching, His Holiness remarked if he had remained in Tibet, he wouldn't have been able to deepen and extend his understanding of the world, as he has met all kinds of people from all walks of life and learned from them while in exile. His Eminence the Tai Situ Papema Thuyun Trupa graced the Tibet Museum of Central Tibetan Administration based in Sikyong, Dharamshala on Wednesday this week. Rinjin Sultim, a Tibetan monk who is being imprisoned by the Chinese authorities, is being denied family visit and subjected to the so-called patriotic education sessions and hard labor. Reports say Rinjin Sultim was permitted to have a 10-minute telephone conversation with his family, and his request for a meeting with his family is still being denied. Rinjin Sultim, a monk from the Nangsing Monastery, was initially arrested by the Chinese officials of the Ngapa Public Security Bureau in the year 2019. China accused him of engaging in political activities on social media. After 2 years of holding him incommunicado, he was reported to have been sentenced for 4.5 years following a secret trial. As of now, there are no other details available on Rinjin Sultim's condition, apart from the report of him being held in Minyang prison near Chengdu city, which is known for imprisoning Tibetans with dissenting ideas and opinions in eastern Tibet. A Tibetan monk and former political prisoner, Chuki, died in May 2020 after his early release from Minyang prison. After concluding his official visit to Tibetan settlements in South India, Sikyong attended a series of events in Dharamshala this week. Sikyong attended the long life offering to the 11th Kipti Rinpoche on his 80th birthday and attended the inaugural conference of Kala Chakra non-sectarian scholars organized by Chonang Kala Chakra Meditation Institute. On Wednesday this week, Sikyong attended the launch of the CTA's Capacity Building and Sustainability Initiative organized by Social and Resource Development Fund of the Department of Finance, CTA, through support from the United States Agency for International Development. Sikyong and Deepak Padmakumar, the new liaison officer to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, were invited as the chief and special guests at Yargi, the annual summer festival and cultural competition, marking the 63rd founding anniversary of the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts. At the ongoing 50th session of the UN Human Rights Council, 47 UN member states asserted that they are gravely concerned about the human rights situation in Tibet. While presenting a cross-regional joint statement during an interactive dialogue on the High Commissioner's annual report on Tuesday this week, the Netherlands delivered a statement on behalf of 47 member states highlighting systematic violations of human rights by China, in particular in Tibet, East Turkestan and Hong Kong. A group of more than 40 UN experts called upon China to address specific and systematic human rights violations and urged China to grant unhindered access to independent experts in a joint press statement released ahead of the 50th UN Human Rights Council session. The experts stressed that the recent visit to China by the UN High Commissioner Michelle Bachelet does not replace the urgent need for a complete assessment of the human rights violations in Tibet, East Turkestan and Hong Kong. Representative Genkhang called on the Member of European Parliament, Mykolas Peksa, President of Tibet Interest Group in European Parliament on Monday this week. Representative Genkhang thanked members of European Parliament Peksa for the meeting and expressed her gratitude for his dedicated commitment in leading the Tibet Interest Group in the European Parliament. She updated him on a wide range of issues concerning Tibet. Representative Dr. Gyalpo Arya, Office of Tibet, Japan, briefed a press meeting at Japan Parliament Conference Room on Wednesday this week. Representative Dr. Arya mentioned the previous resolution by the lower house condemning China for human rights violations was well received by the international community, and it gave a great hope to the people suffering under the repressive communist regimes, and said that he has also sent the right message to the Chinese leadership that the world is watching. However, he expressed regret that the upper house failed to pass the bill. Nakao Takashi, a former General Secretary of Japan Parliamentary Support Group for Tibet, and Miura Kotaro, author and essayist, presided over the conference. The press conference organized by Free Indo-Pacific Alliance on the closing day of the Japanese Parliament session, where the representatives of the people under Chinese occupations appealed the parliamentarians for their cause. The Office of Tibet, Washington, D.C. participated in the 15th annual Roll Call of Nations wreath-laying ceremony, which was organized by the Victims of Communism Memorial Foundation in Washington, D.C. on Friday last week. Tenzin Nawa, the Tibetan liaison officer, and Tsultim Gyatso, the Chinese liaison officer, attended the ceremony to represent the Office of Tibet, along with Pujung Sring, the interim president of International Campaign for Tibet, who also took part in this ceremony. Every June, embassies, diplomatic missions, and various organizations engage the memorial to honor the memory of more than 100 million victims of communism, to celebrate liberty where it has triumphed, and to further pursuit of world free from communism. The Office of Tibet and International Campaign for Tibet laid wreaths at roll call to remember the Tibetan victims of the Chinese Communist Party. That is all for this week. For more information on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and Central Tibetan Administration, please check the following websites.